Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Opposite Sides of the Spectrum. If you are new, I am Lauren,
And I'm Tiara.
and today we're gonna switch it up. We haven't done a mukbang in a very long time,
Yeah.
so we thought, why not do one today? And
That's why we
it's
got all this food. If you're watching us.
yes, and it's a new month, so why not bring something different to
Yeah.
March, which has been a good start so far.
It's only day one, but yeah.
We're taking it a day at a time. We're taking it a day at a time, y'all. So I guess you want to just start eating, or do you want to jump into the regular how we always do the segments?
We can do let's try something and then we'll do um the question. So we went to Tajin.
Yeah, Cajun, the Texas Cajun in Red Oak.
Yes. Also we named it Taquan.
Yes, because I did not know how you pronounce this place. So I've had a new hobby
That was
of
16 hours ago.
I'm looking at the reviews of this place because that's like a new hobby I've had now of reading reviews at
Yes.
restaurants. So we were going to read a few reviews and
then see how we feel about it.
yes, I'm trying to see. Okay, there's a lot of reviews on the shrimp po' boy.
The shrimp po' boy, what I got, yeah.
So we can start with that.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Um.
I need you to read that review that was 1 star and it was 16 hours ago.
So you want me to read that first?
Yes. That's what I need to see.
Oh my gosh.
While she pulling that up, I want to show y'all the mac and cheese. So, I mean, we gonna see how the mac and cheese is. It looks okay.
Mm.
Yeah. It's correct.
Okay, I put up the review. So this person said they went to get a half pound of snow crab legs with a side of corn and potatoes. After driving 25 minutes back home, they opened the box and half the crab legs are dark. It smelled bad, and the other half was covered in barnacles, which y'all know is bad.
Oh my good. So it was basically inedible.
Yes. The wife called the restaurant to speak with the manager about a refund, and he was incredibly rude. He said, I've been in the business for 29 years and I don't do refunds over the phone. And the food wasn't that bad. He was standing there when they cooked it. He then hung up on his wife. Disgusting food, horrible and very rude service. Will not be eating here again. We didn't get any type of like.
Yeah, the manager that was there, it was a lady, and she wasn't
was
rude.
nice.
She was actually really nice. So that sucks. They had that experience.
I'm sorry. I would have drove back up there.
Yeah.
Because you're not in. I'm gonna record you in your face because you're not about to do that to me. But yeah, the reviews from last night, whoever that manager was.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they had a good night last night.
Somebody said they served bad catfish, tried to tell the hostess, and she argued and walked away.
So the Friday night crew was not good.
That's something I'm learning more. So I'm not in the food industry, and Tiara is. It really depends on the day you go.
It does. Most likely on the weekends. The weekend crew is different from the weekday crew at all food places because adults are more willing, are the only people that can work on the weekdays. On the weekends, you're most likely gonna be that's the kid crew.
Yeah.
So.
And then this other person was just mad because it was a really long wait time. They said they were going to have the food ready at 7:30 p.m. and it was 7:05. When we got it, the food wasn't done until basically 9 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, the people who went last night did not have a good
experience. But I mean, other than those reviews, they're all pretty like good reviews about the place.
Yeah.
I feel like when we went in, it was welcoming. Like everybody was really nice.
Yeah.
They got our food pretty fast. Like once we ordered, it only took 20 minutes. So, and then when I ordered, so we ordered, and then I forgot something else for my order. So we stood in line again. I ordered again, and it took maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad wait time.
So I think we came at a really good time before it started getting crazy.
Yes. Because it did start getting busy when we were finna leave.
So I guess you want to read one of the shrimp poor boy reviews.
Yes. Something we actually got. Let's see.
Okay, they put this a week ago. She said her husband got a shrimp poor boy and a side of fried gator. The shrimp poor boy was delicious, but the gator was disappointing for the price, which I'm glad I didn't get that because I went to the Foodie Land Festival last year.
And one of the vendors were selling fried gator, and you did not like it.
$25 for like 6 of those. They were tough.
It was not
at all. It was not good. Wasted $25 on that mess. So I was not happy. And it was 6 for $9.99. That's a way better deal than what I paid for. So, but they said overall they had a really good experience. They showed like a picture of like the food that they got.
Like the pictures of the food look good. Like their po' boy looks like mine. So,
yeah, everybody pretty much said that the shrimp poor boy was really really good, very fresh, not overly cooked. Will definitely be back. Shrimp poor boy is my go-to. So yeah, a lot of people really liked what they ordered. So that is a good sign. And of course, what I got, I really don't see.
I guess the shrimp po' boy is really one of their top things because
a lot of people really did get that. But people said it's a great Cajun food, great atmosphere.
Yeah, I agree with all those so far.
So we gonna try the food, y'all, and see if the reviews is matching how we feel about it. So
all right, we're gonna start with the mac and cheese. It's giving Luby's a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Luby's?
Yeah, it's giving kind of Luby's mac and cheese a bit.
That was your comparison. Okay.
Luby's.
Girl. Why you passing it to me?
So you can try it. Why are you scared? Lauren be scared of food.
Y'all, ever since I started making my own mac and cheese, that's all I want. And I really don't get a lot of mac and cheese when I go out anyway.
Because you already know. It's giving cafeteria mac and cheese. It's not. Like, it's familiar, so it's not terrible.
And tell them when we were kids.
Yeah, but it's definitely cafeteria mac and cheese. I'm not mad at it, but would I get this again? Probably not.
It definitely was something a kid would eat. And it was under the kids menu.
Yes, this was on the kids menu because I wanted to try just like a side of mac and cheese.
I got me a drink, y'all. I know I can't.
A jumbo drink.
It's Sprite and pink lemonade.
We gotta try the crab cake. Lauren ready to get into her food, y'all.
I forgot she likes to try the appetizers first.
Yes.
Oh, did you show them a picture of it?
Oh. We are kind of hungry, like for real hungry.
Yes.
So here's the crab cake. I got a grilled. They also have fried, but I feel like with the grilled crab cake, you can kind of taste more. Okay. That was a show.
It's okay.
It's fine. I feel like it's more filler than crab.
I mean, crab is high. So
I know.
I mean,
it's pretty good for like. It was $5, so I feel like for $5 good. I like the sauce on top. I think the sauce is really good. I would probably only get this again in a crab because they also had crab po' boys. So I'll probably get this again in a crab po' boy and have it be fried. Do you like crab cakes?
It depends who makes it. I taste like, is it the mayonnaise?
The sauce?
Is that what it is?
Are you tasting the sauce or like something in the crab cake?
I think it's the sauce. I really taste like the mayonnaise. I'm not big on mayonnaise like that. It's I would give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely a 5 out of 10.
It's not disgusting, but it's like I think I've had better.
Yeah, it's more like filler,
but
than crab.
It's like a good little snack thing if you like just waiting around. And Luke looking like he trying to get some crab. I don't know if dogs eat crab. So
yeah, Luke. The crab cake was cool.
No.
It was alright.
No, he really.
No, those are off. So the mac and cheese off the kids menu. The crab cake is off the appetizer menu.
Okay.
And then we got hush puppies. Lots of hush puppies. I didn't realize our food came with hush puppies, and I wanted to try the hush puppies.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of hush puppies.
I was about to meet up. I was about to order an extra thing of fries, and it came with fries. So I'm glad I did not do that.
Fun fact about hush puppies. So back in the slavery days, when people would run away, and they had to get through. We learned they had to get through geese, dogs. But how they would bribe the dogs not to bark is they would take fried cornbread and throw it to the dogs so they wouldn't bark. So that's how hush puppies got their name.
It's okay. I'm like, I wish it could like have more flavor to it. Like the flavor is there, but it could be a little better.
Like, I actually like these. I think they're pretty good. Like more tomato or onion or something.
Yeah,
more cornbread flavor.
Yeah, like it's good. I think the flavor could have been a little bit stronger. Like it could have came out a little bit more. But it's not bad.
Okay.
Because I paid I paid I think 20 something, which is not bad for what I got.
I think for March, so that was 5, 3. This was 15. So I can't do math. What's 5 plus 7? And then
12.
Then 12 plus 15 is 27. So yeah, like $30. I mean,
this is not bad in this day and age. This is not bad for the amount of food.
Yeah, I got quite a few things. Like there was something on the menu that was just $30 on its own. So yeah, for like the 3 things I got, I think $30 is pretty fair.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You want to try the dessert first?
Are we trying the dessert?
I mean, sure. We'll try it today.
We're gonna try the dessert first. Lauren is not. So I'm a dessert first. When I go to a restaurant, I order dessert because you can't take a dessert home. It never tastes the same. It just don't. Like I like to sit and enjoy my dessert without being so full. You can take that food home and heat it up, and it's gonna be good. But the dessert, I want to enjoy my dessert.
And I'm not big on desserts like that, really. So I get straight to the food. And I take the dessert home.
It don't taste the same.
It's going in my stomach again.
Oh my goodness. But we got the beignets.
Yes.
They smell good. They look pretty good too. Yeah. And the chocolate sauces were extra. Places and sauces and condiments. Y'all kind of stingy. I'm not gonna. Y'all kind of stingy with y'all little sauces
because that's probably cost.
I understand, but if I'm just wanting 1 or 2, you don't gotta be stingy about it. Now, if I wanted 10, okay, that's one thing. But if I just want 1 or 2, y'all don't gotta be stingy on the sauces.
Oh, no. I'm not surprised. That's why I don't even ask, or I just expect to pay.
So we got
they had raspberry, chocolate, and both.
The Hershey's. Let me see who chocolate this is. Okay, it's like a bittersweet chocolate. Not bad. Now I wish I had this hot. I like hot beignets. They're kind of cold now.
Dang. It was this or the banana pudding, and Tiara was not really feeling the banana pudding, so
I was not feeling the banana pudding, correct.
Yay, nay.
It's pretty good. I probably would get these again. I would get them and try them immediately.
Okay. Yeah, it is better when it's hot.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Thoughts?
I'm not really a fan of the chocolate.
You think I think the chocolate is kind of strong.
Yeah.
It's a very like chocolatey flavor.
I like it better without the chocolate.
Actually, surprisingly, I like it better without the chocolate too.
It's giving me donut vibe.
It's giving donut.
Yeah, I like it. The chocolate was just a little too much for me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to the main event, what's the question you got for us today?
The question I have is, hold on, y'all, I'm thirsty.
Lauren literally got to have a drink with her food. I feel like yeah, I have my little drink, but if I didn't have a drink, I would be okay.
Okay, the question I have is, and this is a question for everybody, not just for queer people, but do you feel a shift? Like, can you tell when there's a shift between your masculinity and femininity?
That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. That's something I really got to think about. I don't know if I can like necessarily feel it or identify it. So I am a manager at my job, and I feel like, not saying like feminine energy can't lead or manage or something, but I feel like I'm more like in my masculine energy at work, and then when I come home, I'm more like in my feminine energy. So I feel like, for me personally, I feel like that's the shift.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't know. I don't know if I can like identify it. Sometimes I feel like when I go into like protective mode, like if we're out and maybe like somebody is like staring, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Yeah. But other than that, no. I can't really, not that I can't tell, but I'm also like not thinking about it either. So
I feel like for me, I'm a very case by case type of person. So it really just everything depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
So, and I know y'all have heard in all our episodes, I don't identify as a stud because
like there's a stud code of conduct you gotta follow.
I broke all the rules happily. But I feel like sometimes I feel the shift, whether it's and it's not just limited to how I dress, because that does not also, that's not the only thing that determines everything. But sometimes how I dress, how I feel, and just I don't know. I feel like for me, because I'm an all or nothing type person. Yeah. Like, of course, like me in my masculine energy, that's what it is probably a good 80-90% of the time. But I can definitely feel when I'm wanting to be more feminine. Yeah. So it's very like interesting, but it's not bad. Yeah. And I do enjoy the fact that I give myself this freedom and space to just be how I feel at that moment or at that time. So nice. It's like an interesting. It's not like I'm thinking about it, but it just, you can just feel it. You can feel it. Yeah. Nice. So, but yeah, that's my question for today.
All right, now we're gonna go to our main foods. So here's the shrimp po' boy that everybody was ranting and raving about online.
I mean, it does look good.
Yeah, it does. It does look good. It's enough sauce. I feel like some po' boys are dry, so I like that there's sauce on the shrimp and also sauce on the bread, and it's like a mango salsa that comes with it. So that's gonna be interesting because I'm not a fan of mango salsa, but if it's with something that makes sense and it's good, then I don't mind. But I'm not going to consciously want or crave mango salsa.
I did, y'all. I tried a mango rum sauce with quail. Don't ask what I was thinking. I think I was trying a little too hard.
You was doing too much, man, with that dinner. You was doing way too much.
That quail was nasty. I did not like that mango rum dipping sauce I made. I think I only liked the biscuit and the mashed potatoes that I made.
You said, let's try everything different.
I did. And I think I went a little too far for myself.
Yes.
But y'all, so I really wanted the fish and shrimp plate, but I didn't see it on the thing.
She was blind today, y'all.
So she was blind. I got just the fried shrimp plate, which, as you can see, comes with the hush puppies, the French fries, and the fried shrimp. Now,
there's a little extra shrimp in there though.
Yes,
and fries.
I will say, as somebody who doesn't really eat a lot, like, and that's why I have moments where I really can eat and I'm just not in the mood. This is a kid's meal. If you're an adult, get the large. Because the small is like 5 pieces. It really, like, a kid could eat that. Get the large.
Yeah, 5 pieces of shrimp is not enough shrimp.
If you're trying to get full and you're not getting anything else, get the large.
Okay, the fries? The fries are good. The tartar sauce is also good.
And I don't like tartar sauce, y'all, at all.
That tartar sauce is good.
That's why they stingy with it.
Right. I see why they stingy with it now.
I'm sorry, princess. We interrupted her dog's nap time.
Yes.
All right, let me try a little French fry.
The fries are good. I like how they're fried. Like, I don't know what you call these. They're like battered fries, and I like the seasoning on them.
Yeah, battered fries are usually pretty good. Okay. The fries are good. Y'all, this is the shrimp.
The shrimp look good. It look nicely fried. So, and the ketchup.
Y'all know I love me some ketchup. Okay. I like it.
I'm finna try the po' boy. That's falling apart.
It tastes better than the Razzoos. Because they have gone down over the years. In my opinion. Oh, you like it? Okay.
It is falling apart, but
now she just ate the whole shrimp out of the sandwich. You didn't want it with the bread?
Oh, shrimp right here. I will say the po' boy, it comes with a lot of shrimp.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's like 7 pieces of shrimp that come with it.
If you gonna get fried shrimp, just get that.
Yeah, just get the po' boy, honestly,
because
I feel like it's a better deal than just getting a plate. And I do like the mango. The mango sauce is actually good.
Okay. Okay, y'all.
I would definitely get this again. This is good.
I mean, I'll get what I got too, but I think I'll just get that.
The shrimp po' boy.
Or get the fish and shrimp plate.
You do get more shrimp on the po' boy. You definitely get more shrimp. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now I know y'all finna look at me crazy because I'm probably just gonna eat the shrimp out of this because my whole sandwich done fell apart.
But you don't want to eat it with the bread?
Not really. I feel like I should have ate this there. I feel like it sat too long.
We didn't sit that long. If she don't eat her food immediately, y'all, it's nasty.
Not that it's nasty.
She don't like it if you don't eat it right away.
I just feel like the moisture just got to the bottom of it. So it's just kind of breaking apart right now.
Y'all would ate that whole sandwich. Because I like all the flavors together.
Lauren and her flavors, my goodness.
Yeah. People, I said on another podcast, the people who like to cook, they really don't like their food touching. Or they eat a lot of things separately.
It's not that I don't like my food touching. And when you cook, you're like tasting different stuff as you cook. So, yeah, I can definitely like eat something. And then, like if I'm cooking a protein, mashed potatoes, and like carrots. If the chicken or whatever isn't ready, I'm fine just eating the sides and waiting for the chicken. Like, that's fine with me. But Lauren got to have all her food on one plate.
The drink is good, y'all.
If they put some lobster in this mac and cheese, that'd actually be pretty good. You're still like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess we gonna I'll do the music segment. So for this week, I know it's March and we're done with, African Black History Month, which it's still year round.
Black History Month is every month because we black every day of the year.
Yes. But I wanted to talk about Sam Cooke, which I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard. I know y'all have heard a lot of his songs. So he actually, if I'm not mistaken, was the first African American to have his own record label, which is called SARS. And I forgot who he had signed to his record label, but he had a lot of like good people signed to his record. And he also, I think, he had like a publishing company, because you make more money if you own your stuff versus a record company owning your stuff. So
did he let his artists own their own publishing?
I didn't do too much research, so I'm not sure. But shortly after he found out, I don't know if this was like his working buddy or just somebody else he just brought onto his record label. But basically, this white guy, and I forgot his name, he basically secretly signed it to where he owned the record label instead of Sam Cooke. And then once Sam found out, he died after that. So
mysteriously,
a lot of these people, unfortunately, yes, they were on drugs and did not have a good life, but all their deaths always sound like weird,
suspicious.
Like it was a murder involved.
And unfortunately, people of color being murdered, they didn't care. They did not care.
So,
I mean, people still don't care today, if we're being completely honest. But,
and I don't know, like if they did this back then, but I know now for a fact, when you sign on a record label, I'm sure to take out a life insurance policy on you.
No, they did that back then too.
They're not expecting you to live that long anyway. Depending on like what type of person you are, I feel like
life insurance policies actually started from insuring slaves, because slaves were considered property. So that's kind of how life insurance started in the first place.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but
so all these insurance companies have a hand in that. Don't let them fool you. All of them got a hand in that.
But yeah, y'all, I just thought that was like an interesting fact that I learned yesterday.
Well, for our queer segment, it's actually a movie recommendation.
Oh.
There's this movie on Netflix called Rustin, and it talks about the civil rights, Martin Luther King, and one of Martin Luther King's advisors was like a queer black man. So I thought that was interesting because we don't hear a lot about the queer people that have contributed to the rights and the things that we have today. I mean, everybody knows about like Stonewall, and stuff like that, but like just like the civil rights movement, like queer people had a hand in that as well. So
we have a hand in pretty much everything, y'all.
Yeah,
because we're people. Even if you don't want to acknowledge it, we had a hand in it.
Exactly. So,
yeah. I guess we're gonna move on to the.
Okay, what'd you give your food?
I think I would give my food like. I think I would give it an 8 out of 10. I would go back.
I would go back too. I would definitely go back. And they also have like weekday specials.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go back to get one of their little weekday specials and try a po' boy there.
So yeah, I mean, what would you give? If we do the food segment, since this was the food segment, y'all. So I guess out of like eating everything, how would you rate the place overall?
Like a 7.
Okay, yeah, I think I would give it a 7.5.
Yep.
I think that's fair. Like it's
for like food, service, price. I would give it about a 7.
Like it's not bad. It's better than else I've been eating. So yeah, I like my food. They do give you a lot of fries. I will say.
Okay, I put some of the fries from the other meal. So like I ordered a meal and it was the wrong thing, so I just went and I ordered the right thing. So I gave Lauren the rest of the fries from the extra meal. So half of that would be the normal fry amount.
Okay. I'm like, y'all, they give you a lot of fries, but she added in here, so.
The fries were an addition.
But yeah, I like my meal.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Now we were going to review another place.
Oh my gosh! I'm glad we did not, because for one, they don't open until 7:00, from
Today.
7 to midnight, and then during the week they open from 4 to 10. So I would have to have ordered this last night, and then we would have had to eaten it today, or record real late tonight. So,
and this restaurant, we not gonna call them out. We're gonna give them a chance. We're gonna go try the food. But this restaurant moved from Chicago, and their restaurant in Chicago is permanently closed.
Yep.
And it is a Black-owned restaurant.
Y'all,
with a lot, but I will say the reviews from their location that's closed to their location now, because they've been open for 2-3 months now.
Yeah.
They're very like newly open. Some of the reviews are eerily similar.
Yeah.
to the reviews people are leaving here. More about the food taste, the wait time, the bad customer service.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try that place. I like to give Black-owned places a chance.
When you want to try that place?
If we can ever get a reservation, apparently. Because apparently they booked up.
I think we should do it to go.
I think we should do it to go too.
Because if we make a reservation, from what we've seen, we're not going to be eating for 2 to 3 hours, or if at all. And what really irritates me is that
maybe we should try both, because it's not that far.
Yeah.
Well, from me.
Yeah.
But maybe we should do like a reservation. I'm gonna give them an hour, and that's being nice.
That is being nice, because I would have less than 30 minutes.
I'm gonna give them an hour to seat us.
To seat us?
We want to give them 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm not playing with them. I'm trying to be nice, okay?
An hour just to seat? We can go for 3 hours. I thought you meant an hour once we were seated.
I'm screaming. No, once we're seated, they got 45 minutes to bring us everything, because we're going to order everything right when we sit down.
Yeah.
And that's also another comment that was left of, order all your food when you get there.
I don't understand. Because people were saying that when they were told, oh, you know, we can't seat you because a reservation, they said the seats would be empty.
Yeah.
And my thing is, for people that are waiting 2 to 3 hours and the seats are empty, how are you not getting no food?
Right.
What are you doing in that kitchen to where you're not getting any food? Like,
if I go to a restaurant and it gets to the point where it's like, it takes 2 hours for me to get food, or I just don't ever get food at all, I'm really going to ask, and I'm big so for real, what are y'all doing in that kitchen? Are y'all making people's food and eating it, and then being like, oh, they still there, let's make their food again? Like, what are y'all doing?
I was talking about myself. I also work in the food industry, and I'm a manager. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
For real. So we're gonna try that place, because we're gonna formulate our own review. Now, we were gonna try it for today, but not only did they open super late, but the reviews freaked me out. I'm not gonna the reviews, I'm just like,
they were pretty bad. Don't get me wrong, there were good reviews.
I think the good reviews are fake. I do. I know that sounds mean. But I think the good reviews were fake. Or the good reviews are only on the weekdays, not on the weekends. And
if you're gonna throw a party, I would recommend don't go to a party there, because there were so many comments about I wanted to party here, and it was not good. And then there was a lady coming from McKinney, and she said she didn't leave out there till midnight, and she got there like at 7.
So this restaurant is in Cedar Hill. So McKinney to Cedar Hill, and she still didn't get food. I would be mad.
And their prices were really expensive.
Yes.
It was like $29 for a flight of drinks.
Yes.
It was $20 for 4 rolls.
Oh yeah, they're so they have this signature thing on their menu called soul rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of the collard greens and mac and cheese and an egg roll, but I will try it if we go because that's like their signature thing to see. But I'm already not a fan of that.
On top of they also charge you a gratuity fee, even if it's just one
18%.
person. So whatever you pay, you're gonna have that 18%. And I'm not tipping tip either, because that's your tip right there. So if it has an additional tip, I'm gonna put a 0, and I'm gonna cross it out because you already got your tip. Why is there gratuity fee for one person?
Yeah, 18% for one person is crazy. I understand 18% for like parties over 4 or something, but one person and it's the 18%.
On top of these overpriced food, and people were saying the greens taste like some glory greens.
That too, restaurants cannot trick me. I know what canned products taste like. I know what box products taste like. I know the common person probably don't know that, but I can look at something and be like, that's a canned green bean.
Yeah.
Like you cannot convince me y'all back there cooking fresh green bean. I know that's from a can.
Because look, like
if I'm gonna go into a sit down restaurant and you're gonna charge me an 18% gratuity fee, every single food better be fresh. There better be nothing for a can. Because why am I paying all this money and you giving me canned foods? I could have just went to the store and bought this. I didn't need to come here and eat. I could have went to the store and bought the canned greens, the canned green beans, the canned corn, and just made this myself.
But if we gonna charge that type of amount, that customer service better be good.
The food better be fresh.
Like
fresh food.
Like it's just disappointing. I feel like when it comes, and we'll do the dating segment and then we'll jump into it. But it's just annoying because I feel like when it comes to Black businesses, we struggle with the same issues, whether it's food, nails, hair. It's the same 5 issues that we just can't seem to get out of.
And that's definitely our topic today, is we're talking about businesses while Black.
Because I'm not somebody that wants to I'm not just picking on Black businesses. It really is, for the most part, the same issues that we have in Black businesses.
Yes.
And we keep shooting ourselves in the foot over and over again. We'll do this and get back, because I don't want to start on a rant.
You don't want to get Lauren going.
So what dating advice you have today?
So my dating advice is more like a question.
Okay.
So what advice would you give to someone that's in a really good relationship, but like mentally they're not in a good place themselves?
That's a good question. Is this for like both parties, like both people in it, or just the person that's not in a good space?
Just one person's not in a good space, but the relationship for the most part is good. It's healthy. While you think about that, I also will say that when you've been through like a lot of toxic relationships and then you get into a healthy relationship, it's like you have to work on being able to be loved and accept love.
Yeah.
And like you would, I feel like you think of like, okay, yeah, I want to be in a healthy relationship. It's gonna feel good to accept love and be loved. But when you're in a healthy relationship, and you don't have to deal with someone gaslighting you, you don't have to deal with someone dismissing your feelings, like you with someone that can actually communicate. It's like something you have to adjust to.
Yeah, it's not like a switch. I think a lot of times we think
it's a switch.
Yeah, I thought that for other things. I'm like, oh, I learned quickly. This is not a little switch. This is something you really got to put in.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, I know that that's a hard, like, it's like a hard in a rock place.
Yeah.
I would say make sure you're definitely giving yourself the love that you need. And doing things that you know will strengthen your mental health.
Yeah.
Whether that's meditation, whether that's prayer, whether that's going outside for a walk. Really taking that time to figure out what's going to help you be mentally strong, because we all have seasons where we're just not in a good place.
Yeah.
Whether you're single, in a relationship, whatever.
Yeah.
We all just have that, and I know that it sucks.
It's like that season comes when
it's
like something good is happening. So
I would say you're gonna have to fight with yourself. I know nobody wants to hear that, but you're gonna have to fight to kind of like, I don't want to say to not feel your feelings. I think it is great to feel your feelings and make sure you're analyzing what's going on. But you're gonna have to fight with yourself, not to let yourself dwindle to the point where it's like you just don't have nothing to give at all. And it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it's not. And I would also say to the partner that is in a relationship with somebody that's going through that, I would say definitely be very receptive, be very open, be very affirming.
Yeah.
Do a lot of their love languages. Like, I know that sounds simple, but sometimes you do just need a little bit more. Do a lot of check-ins.
Yes.
Because I know sometimes especially if you're not in a good space, either for me, I know personally, I just shut down.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to eat. I don't do nothing. I don't look at you. Nothing. So definitely do check-ins. Even say, "Oh, I'm okay." Like, you can tell them in their tone.
Yeah.
If they're not really doing good. So, or maybe like take them out or do something
that they like. Yeah.
Yeah, it don't have to be expensive, but just show that you do care and appreciate, and also make sure that you're not depleting yourself in the process too. Because I know sometimes you can do that if you're not making sure you're good with yourself. And once again, for the person that's not in a good mental space, it's going to require a lot of self-love and love with the person that you're with. So it's going to be a lot. It's not going to be easy. But I think that definitely will also strengthen your relationship.
Yeah.
Because now that you've seen this person in this season, in this weather, you kind of have an idea, like, okay, like I'm kind of picking up on signs, and that's part of learning yourself and learning the person you're with too. So when you're in a relationship, that's what you're choosing. You're choosing to
day in
support,
to day out, to be with that person.
You're choosing to support yourself, and you're choosing to support the person you're with. So that would be the advice that I would give, and of course, it's okay to be honest that you're not okay.
Yeah.
And to speak up too.
Yeah.
If something's not right. And if you know things that can make you feel better that your partner can do, I will also suggest to just be honest about, hey, can we do this and this and this? That way they kind of also have an idea of the things that is going to make you better, instead of them doing things that they would like, but that's not still your needs are still not being met in that way. So that would be the advice that I would give.
Advice for Lauren, the therapist.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Also, do you feel like it's easier to be in a toxic relationship or a healthy relationship?
Toxic.
I feel like I actually agree with you. And I feel like it's easier to be in a toxic relationship because, unfortunately, I feel like most of us grow up seeing toxic relationships versus healthy relationships. Yeah. And I feel like it's harder being in a healthy relationship because it's not only is it unfamiliar, but you really don't know what to do. It's like, I know how to operate in toxicity, but I don't know how to operate in a relationship where the communication is good, the person is actually loving you in your love language, the person actually cares about your feelings, your mental state. Like, it's hard being in that dynamic because it's something that is very unfamiliar. Not that it doesn't feel good, it's just unfamiliar.
And you have to understand your body is also adjusting to it. Not just you, but your body. Because it's like, well, this is not what we usually do when we're mad. You're somebody who used to cuss somebody out, but you're with somebody who's like, we don't talk like that.
Right.
We're going to sit down and have a conversation. You're going to be like, oh.
It's like,
especially when they're not scared of your toxicity and they're willing to put it in your place.
Yeah.
That's where you're like, oh. Yeah. My little threats are not working no more. And sometimes you feel like you're shrinking because it's just like, you don't have to put all these defenses of you doing all this. We don't have to do all of that. we can be like civil adults and have a conversation about what the problem is.
I'm a arguer.
And I'm not an arguer.
I like to argue, but in my current relationship, we don't have arguments because it doesn't escalate to that point where it's like on 10 and I'm screaming and cussing and doing all that. It don't need to get there, and it never gets there because it's like, okay, let's have a conversation.
Right.
That's how disagreements. That's how we solve disagreements. Is we just sit down and we have a conversation, and through that conversation, it's like, okay, you had a bad day, or we discover what happened for that person to be in that headspace.
Yeah.
Instead of just shutting out, arguing.
Which I know is very new for Tiara, because Tiara really can't be arguing. Like, she's gotten a lot better, y'all. She really has. But yeah, the old Tiara would definitely be ready to argue out real quick.
Yes.
So
Lauren's like, she don't like arguing because it'd be taking too much out of her.
It does. I'm tired. By the time I I'm going to bed. You done made me exert all my energy. Like, arguing does not make me feel stronger. It just tires me out. Because I'm like, why are we arguing?
Yeah.
And growing up, just seeing that is also very like triggering. And it's just like, I'm not trying to be like my parents today, or we just argue all day long.
That's interesting. You say it's triggering. For me, I thought that was normal. That's how you solve disagreements.
Girl, no. I feel like for me, as a kid, I didn't think like a kid. Like, I know that sounds crazy.
Lauren was grown.
You can just tell the dynamic was not right. And that's not how I want it to be loved. When you don't get the things that you need, it automatically tells me, okay, this is not right.
Yeah.
And just like, there's like a lot of examples I have in my childhood where it's like, oh, this is not healthy at all.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like triggering because it's like, I don't want to be like my parents. Because I could have just stayed there if I was going to do all that.
Yes.
So
and you also seen that like arguments don't really solve anything. Because when you're at the point of arguing with each other, you're basically being like, I want my point to be heard and I'm not listening to you.
Yes.
So arguments really don't solve anything, in my opinion.
They don't. It just makes it worse, and then you throw it on the rug and really didn't deal with it, and then you're okay for a couple of weeks, and then you turn around and use our argument against them. It's like, nobody has time for that. We're acting like we're 15 and 16 years old.
Yeah.
It's time to grow up. A lot of us are not mature in relationships. Yeah. We act like children, and it needs to stop.
But that's gonna have to be another topic another day.
It is.
Being emotional maturity within a romantic relationship is something I feel like a lot of people don't have. And again, like as I said, like I feel like we also didn't have a lot of good examples because we either grew up with parents that openly argued, my parents openly argued, or we grew up with parents that just like didn't say anything about nothing.
Yeah.
Like just very neutral people.
Being toxic doesn't mean just screaming and hollering.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It could mean that you don't know how to be open with your feelings. You don't know how to be vulnerable. There's no emotion availability. Like, those are also signs of like relationships that are not healthy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think of people automatically screaming and beating each other.
Yeah.
That is a form of a toxic relationship, but there's other more minute examples of relationships that are not good either.
I feel like if you don't know how to communicate with each other, if you don't know how to love each other in each other's love language, if you don't know how to solve disagreements effectively, I'm not saying you go find someone you're never going to disagree with. Like, you're going to disagree with your partner, your friends, anybody in your life. You're going to disagree with them. Nobody agrees with everything everybody says. But just finding a way to solve those things effectively to where both people feel heard. So
I agree with that because I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to relationships, it's always a work in progress. Like, nobody's perfect, and you're not going to find a perfect person. You're not perfect either. Yeah. So be reasonable. But yeah, also, if you're scared to talk to your partner, that's also a red flag. Why are you scared?
Yeah. And I think you need to evaluate why you're scared. Is it you're scared because you have not, I guess, been required to be vulnerable, open in your past relationships?
Yeah.
Or are you scared to talk to your partner because they react aggressively or defensively when you're open with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've learned that I'm a very intense lover, I guess. So it's just it's like I'm not gonna dial back how I love you, but I could do things to make it a little bit easier to introduce.
Okay, give an example
of what?
Of because I don't think Lauren is an intense lover. I just think a lot of people don't really experience what it's like for someone to love you unconditionally with an asterisk, because I don't believe in full unconditional love unless it's for your children or your pets, because there's always a condition. Like
you're not gonna cheat on me every day, and
I'm still gonna love you. Like, no, I don't feel like unconditional love does not apply to your spouse, your partner, your family. It just doesn't apply to that unless that's your kid or your pet. I don't feel like unconditional love exists.
I feel like if you hurt me, I'll still love you, but I'm letting you go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not staying.
If I bop Lauren upside the head, she gonna be done.
I'm gonna bop her upside the head, and then I'm gonna leave.
We're not gonna be friends no more. So that's what I mean. Like, it's not like I love Lauren unconditionally to a point, to an extent. Because if I took her glasses and broke them in half, she's not gonna be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave her. I do and say something I regret because child.
But I think a lot of people aren't used to having someone love them fully for who they are, and they see them for who they are. I think that's a type of love a lot of people unfortunately don't get to experience.
Well, I do feel sad about that, but yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm just being myself. Like I don't know how other way. How am I supposed to? So you want me to love a fake person? Like I liked you for a reason. Yeah, and that's why I don't tell people I like them right off the bat, because I just want to see them in their natural form. Because as soon as you tell somebody that you like, they start acting different. I need to see you in your full form before I make a decision if I'm gonna tell you or not.
And I like that. I like that actually, because a lot of people, they like the cutesy version of the person, but when you get to really know the real raw version of that person, they don't like it.
I mean, I get,
and you like the real raw version of people, and I love that.
Like the cute stuff, like it's cute. Yeah, but what else? I'm trying to dig a little deeper. I'm trying to see what's up. I'm really trying to see something. So yeah, I do like. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I say this all the time. I do love a woman that's a little rough around the edges. Yes, because a yes woman's not gonna work for me. A woman who just that's not gonna work for me. I'm sorry. That's not gonna work for me. I need a little feistiness or something. I need a little fire or something.
When she says yes woman, I always think of that scene of Coming to America. Have you seen Coming to America?
Not really.
We got such a good movie. But it always reminds me of the scene at the beginning where he's like, his family sets up for him to marry this woman because he's a prince and, they have to get married, whatever. So he goes and he meets the woman he's supposed to marry. And he's like, okay, what music do you listen to? And she's like, whatever music you listen to. And he's like, okay, what food do you like to eat? Whatever food you like to eat.
Oh, get out the car. Please, get out the car. You're not the one.
And it's just like, dating a yes person would drive me nuts. It would drive me
I feel like you would just look at them and really have nothing to say, because it's
I'm like, okay, then let's eat saltine crackers every day.
And they probably would.
That would drive me crazy.
I think you would just look at them and give them a look like, you're getting on my nerves. Yeah. Like, okay, I know you don't want this.
Right.
Are you allergic to anything? Like I like a woman that has her own mind.
Yes.
Her own voice, because I'm not gonna agree with everything, but that's the beauty of it. Of you learning about another person.
Exactly.
So
but we're gonna get into our main topic. Lauren ready to rant.
Because we had a really good conversation a few days ago about just Black-owned businesses and our reasons as to why we have not progressed very well when it comes to Black businesses.
Now, I will say, I feel like this conversation actually started like in 2020, where Black businesses were coming out, food businesses, hair businesses, they were coming out and being like, Black people really don't support Black businesses.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true because I feel like as Black people, we understand how hard it is for the businesses to even exist. Because as Black people, we get less funding, we get less investors, we just get less money, period, point blank. So when I see a Black-owned business, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yes, I definitely want to support, because I definitely know how hard it was for you to even get this building to sell your products and sell your food. So yes, I want to come and support. But I don't support bad service. I don't support rudeness. I don't support me going to a restaurant and waiting 3 hours and not getting my food or getting some nasty food. Those are the things I cannot support.
And it's not just Black business, that's everywhere. For me.
And like, I know something like in the hair community, something that's complained a lot about is it's just bad service when it comes to people that like do their hair. And unfortunately, bad service is something that follows us no matter what industry it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we need to take like a business etiquette class, if the training needs to be better. I don't know what we need to do, and it's something I'm conscious about with my own business as well, of just be nice to people.
Kindness goes a long way, especially if you're needing somebody in the future and they're a step of you, higher step, or they're just somebody you know is good in that field. Like, oh yeah, I remember this person. She was really nice, because people, I think
they remember
Nina
kindness.
Simone said it the best. You might not remember everything, but you will remember how a person made you feel.
Yes,
that is so true.
Yes.
So. And I was on to hear about this other soul food place we went to in Cedar Hill. Like, the food was okay, but they really did have good customer service, and I really did like what they were trying to do as a community.
Yes.
So I will go back there. Like, if
I remember the place you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I remember the place she's talking about.
Like, I would go there just
they
to
were
talk
nice
and have good dialogue, good conversation. The food was but once again, I wasn't mad for giving them money, because they were for the community.
Yes. And I feel like even if it's like I go somewhere and the food's not that great, but I get really good service, I'm willing to go back and try it again, or like recommend it to another person. Yeah. Versus if I go somewhere and the food is really good and the service is bad.
Because if it's all bad, I ain't going. I don't care if you Black, white, Asian. I'm not coming. I'm fair across the board. I don't care. I'm not coming back if it's nasty and you mean.
Nasty and you mean is crazy. Pick a struggle, please.
I'm gonna let you know this is nasty. Shoot.
But yeah, it's something I try to be conscious about with my own business, of like making sure I'm providing good customer service, good products, and just and when it comes to restaurants, I can speak more on restaurants because I'm actually in the business. I don't know what the restaurants need to do. This reminds me of Kitchen and Cocktails. When Kitchen and Cocktails first opened up,
it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, but they did get better. It's not like it just stayed bad. But I know when they first opened, they did reservation only. Like, you could not walk in.
They were doing it through the Instagram DMs, which is also very unorganized.
I think that's what a lot of people complain about too, is how you got your reservation. And I think that was one of the irritating things people had to go through when that restaurant first opened.
Yeah.
But I feel like they did eventually get better. Because now they deliver, and we haven't been in a while, so I don't know if you can just go walk in. I feel like if you go walk in, you're going to wait for a while. Yeah. But now they deliver. They still do reservations. You might be able to walk in. But I haven't heard nothing crazy about them.
They've definitely died down.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot better. And they're still pretty busy. Like, every time I go to downtown, drive past there, they're still packed. So I love that for them.
But I think also, and once again, when it comes to us as Black people, it's our attitude. A lot of people I have heard come from their mouth directly. I don't care how you feel. This is me. I'm not changing. And you gotta, when you're in a business mindset, you gotta take a step from that personal mindset.
Yes.
Like a lot of times people are mad at you. Don't take it personally unless something that you did personally.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just mad when they walk in the door. It's not even you.
Yes.
They just mad. And you gotta understand that when you're in a business and doing a business that has customer service,
yes,
you need to have good customer service. Keep that ugly attitude at home.
And food. Some people just be hungry.
Yeah.
Honestly. Some people really just be hungry. So
that's why I could not do the food industry. Because I'm not being cussed out because I've got to put a pickle on your sandwich. I refuse because I'll throw it in your face so fast and quit.
At my job, I've been cussed out over a croissant. I've been cussed out over a salad dressing.
This is crazy.
People really don't play about their food. And I get it, but being angry at me over croissant is crazy.
That is crazy.
That's literally actually
crazy.
You
can go to a store and get you a croissant.
Exactly.
Or
getting mad at me for one is insane.
If you really wanted a croissant that bad, you could have just made one yourself.
Mustard's another thing people get mad about.
Really?
Yes, really. Really.
I mean, I like mustard on sandwiches too. I have mustard at home. So if I forget or you didn't give me one, I can just get some at home.
There was this lady, I was taking her order, and she was like, "Can you put mustard on my sandwich?" And I was like, "Oh, we don't carry mustard." And she screamed.
Not she literally screamed. I was like, "Ma'am, do you have mustard at home?" There's a Target right there if you want to run by Target and get some mustard. Did she drive off?
She didn't drive off, but I'm just like, okay, that's a very interesting reaction to us not having mustard. Okay.
I'm sorry, man, but talk to the manager. It's not my fault that we don't carry mustard. I just take the orders and manage. I don't make decisions of what we're going to buy.
Exactly. So that was just insane.
Now she screamed that y'all didn't have mustard. That's crazy.
And that too, I understand also running a business, you deal with people and some people can be crazy. I do completely understand that. But it also, when it comes to Black food businesses, I personally also get really frustrated. Because I used to work at this warehouse job, and there was supposed to be a food truck coming. And I've told this story before.
Go ahead and tell it again.
I've told this story before. There was a food truck coming, and when I got to my job, I was like, okay, cool, yes, they're here. So when I go to lunch, I can go try it. I go to lunch, I go out to the truck. The lady was like, I'm not taking no orders. And I'm just like, okay. But apparently somebody was rude to her earlier that night, and she just decided not to take nobody's orders no more.
The fact you let one person mess up your bread, and I said that at the episode 2, is crazy.
Yes.
You could have just banned him and said next.
Right.
I'm not going to let one person make me that mad that I'm messing my money.
And so many people were looking forward. That was a lot of people's lunch that day.
And she would have made a lot of money.
Yes.
And that too, us once again going back to us, our attitudes. A lot of us don't have good anger management skills.
Yes.
And we also, as Black people, and it's not just Black people, since we're talking about Black businesses and Black people, we have not healed from a lot of our pain and hurt, and that carries over into a lot of other things in our life, including our businesses.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes us as Black people are triggered when somebody's rude because they experience this. That does not mean you also return meanness. Sometimes returning kindness will just make people shut up.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get a reaction out of you.
Yes.
And if you continue to let them get a reaction out of you, letting them win. Sometimes don't give people that reaction. Surprise people. People already expect us Black people to be mean anyway.
Unfortunately.
So,
if
you see somebody being rude, don't cuss them out. Just say, I know you're probably having a bad day today. I know this year has been real rough. Being in insurance for almost 6 years, you learn to just be empathetic in the truth.
Yeah.
It might not be your truth, but it's somebody else. So look, just be kinder.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Please, y'all.
Kindness goes a long way. And I know that's like a cliche saying or whatever, but it is true. We learned a lot of these cliche sayings are actually very true.
Yeah. As an adult, it's life is hard.
Yeah. It is. And everybody's going through something, and
yeah.
Ooh, I know it's tough.
Yeah.
But
that does not mean you rip
closing your
whole
closing your whole business because one person was rude to you is kind of wild.
If you were already not in a good mood, you should have came at all.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, that wasn't professional. I'm not a person that wants a standalone restaurant anymore because it's just too expensive. Mm-hmm. It's just extremely too expensive. So when people do have standalone restaurants, I'm not sure what the route to take is to where you're doing good service and you're actually putting out good food. Mm-hmm. Because it seems like just opening your restaurant for delivery, walk-ins, and reservations is too much for some restaurants when they first start out.
Yeah.
So my suggestion would be maybe just do reservation only. Mm-hmm. And then when you get better at that, you maybe can do reservation and deliveries. When you get better at that, then you can be like, okay, people can just come in whenever. Mm-hmm. So I feel like some restaurants struggle when it's like they have 3 streams of things at once. And having a good kitchen staff, if you do like reservation only or delivery only or something, or pickup only, I feel like you can really work with your kitchen staff. And then when you open up the doors for people to come and sit down, you can really work with your service staff knowing your kitchen staff is good.
So yeah, that's a tip I wouldn't know because, you know, once again, I'm not in the food industry, but I think that is good. I think a lot of people are just thinking about the money, and they're not really thinking about why they want to start this business.
There's
outside of money.
Honestly, there's not a lot of money in food. When you do food, that is like a passion project more than like, yes, you want to make money, but a lot of restaurants are not profitable within their first year. Yeah. And it takes so much money just to start it up for you to be like, okay, I'm probably either just going to break even, which is the goal. Mm-hmm. In your first year is to break even, just make back the money you spent. Yeah. And then be like, okay, for the first year, I'm not making no money. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put $1.5 million into opening my restaurant, and I'm probably not going to see a profit until next year. Yeah. So also being in that mindset, I know it's tough. Mm-hmm. And I know that's also probably why, and that too, I've also seen this more with Black-owned restaurants of doing automatic gratuity. Why? And the automatic gratuity is high.
That tells me that either you think you're going to fail or you're just trying to find a way to make money in a way that's not fun to customers. And I know it's not all about the customers 24. It is, but it's not. Yeah. Like, that's not going to make me want to come back and I have to pay an 18% gratuity fee just for me.
Yeah. That's kind of insane. And I don't know why for me, it's specifically Black-owned businesses that have these added-on gratuities. Mm-hmm. And if it's from you don't think Black people are going to tip, that's also ridiculous. Because every time we go out, we tip.
Well, we do. I can't speak for everybody, but we try. I try my best to tip.
I feel like since there's this thing that's like, oh, Black people don't have money, Black people don't tip, I feel like we consciously do stuff so people can stop the narrative. And every time I've gone out with myself or my friends, we always tip.
Now, if you're doing a gratuity, I'm not tipping because that was the tip.
Honestly, if you make me pay a gratuity, I'm not tipping. Correct.
Because you better work that out with your staff. But
unless the service was just so good and the food was so good, maybe. But that better be a perfect experience if you want me to tip on top of that gratuity.
Mm-hmm. I better be able to talk to the chef and get an autograph. If I'm getting
get an autograph is crazy.
I don't think that's bad. I'm sure the chef want to get autographs. I think.
But, and I know there are other restaurants that do automatic gratuity, but their automatic gratuity is usually 10%, and it's for parties more than 4 that dine in.
Yeah, not a takeout, and it's a gratuity. Yeah. For what? You didn't serve me. Gratuity for what?
Lauren really got an issue with tipping when she pick up her food. Which I'm not mad about.
Y'all gotta check, because if you don't, they automatically just put you at some type of tip because they know people just gonna click pay and don't
Mhm.
look. I look and put it to that 0 because I'm using my gas to pick up that food. Now, yes, I do appreciate you for making the food and packing it up, but I'm picking it up. I'm not eating inside.
You say I'm not giving no dishes to the dishwasher.
Right.
I'm not bothering a server.
So I'm not tipping you. Or if I go in and pick the food up, I'm still not tipping you.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's wrong. Tell me in the comments if you think that's wrong, but I don't think it's wrong.
You crack me up.
Because that's
she be so sick. She be like, let me make sure I put this tip at 0.
Because that's saving me an extra $3 to $5. That could go to a bill or something.
Oh my goodness.
It's hot out here in these streets. You gotta be strategic with your finances.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like a lot of people don't ask themselves what is my intention behind starting this business.
Yes.
Because I'm in process of starting something of my own as well. And I've really sat for like at least a year thinking about, is this something I really want to do? Why do I want to do it? I sat down and worked on like my mission statement, my vision statement, because I really think people just think about the money and there's no passion behind what they do. Like, and we use an example. I told Tiara, that's like if I told her I'm opening up a restaurant. She would have looked at me crazy. Like, what are you? I know you started liking to cook a little bit, but I didn't need to get a restaurant.
A whole restaurant.
And I know she wouldn't tell me that, but she would be very honest with me of like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yes. Especially if you're like, I'm going to open a restaurant and after a couple months, I should make enough money to make the money back that I put into it. If you opening a restaurant to make some money, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like for most businesses, you're not going to have success right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a very small percentage of companies that automatically take off when they put something out.
I feel like if you're putting something out that is different or like something that people have not seen or experienced before, I feel like that's the only way it's going to like take off. But when it comes to food, people have fried, baked, braised, every meat, every fish, every vegetable, every fruit, 10 billion different ways. Like,
you gotta be very, very, very creative when it comes to food. And I was telling her that too, of like, I feel like also an issue that we have in the Black community is that we're very closed-minded. Like, yes, we're opening up.
Yeah.
But I feel like we don't really work with a lot of other cultures. Yeah. Like, we don't partnership with like the Spanish community or the Asian community. It's always just Black people. And that's not an issue, but I wish we would expand a little bit more. We could do like an Asian Black fusion. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a partnership where it was like an Asian person and a Black person. Like, I just feel like we're just so...
Okay, wait. There's this restaurant in New York. It's called Ramen by Raw. And it's this Black lady. She owns this little ramen stand. It's reservation only. Okay. And she makes ramen. So I think that's actually really cool. And she does like, she does an Asian Cajun fusion.
Okay. Well, maybe I need to go to New York for that. But there's not a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, or you got to go to very specific places to get that. Like, I feel like us as Black people, we do the same 5 things. We do. I mean, especially
in the South. Yes. Yeah. In the South, I am tired of seeing soul food restaurants which have yams, greens, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, fried chicken, fried catfish. Like, all these soul food restaurants really sell the same things.
They do.
They all sell the same things.
It's not good. It's not. There's not a lot of passion either in the food. Yes. People just cooking stuff to cook stuff because they need a check and they're ready to go home.
Soul food, if you're going to sell soul food, I need you to educate yourself on the history of soul food. Soul food was made from, it's a combination of foods that were made when Black people were in slavery, and then when we started coming out of slavery and civil rights. Like, soul food is like food that you would eat on Sunday. Soul food is food that you would cook for your community after y'all got done marching and protesting, or just want to hang out and just, have some communal feel. That's what soul food derived from. And I feel like in our generation, If you say soul food, you think of your grandma or your auntie cooking Sunday dinner and bringing the family together. Like that is soul food. Now I feel like we're just kind of just trying to profit off of it without really honoring the history of it.
It's no soul.
It's not.
It's soulless. It's no soul.
There is no soul in this soul food no more.
I can tell because it's not soul in the street. Now there's certain areas where it is a strong Black community. Yes. But internationally or nationwide, no.
Yes.
Like we're still fighting on colorism. We're still fighting on a lot of things that goes to show that we really. It's not like our community now is very different than it was in the 60s.
Yeah.
We don't really respect each other a lot. I feel like in the Black community, like there's certain times that we might, but overall consistently, I don't really get that feeling.
I feel like the community feel is lost right now.
It feels very isolating.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not, and even like speaking just from like my own personal like family experience, it's not like it was as a kid where everybody, all your cousins would get together and the house would be packed. It's not like that anymore. It might be like 3 to 5 people that come in and out of my grandma's house, and that's it. And in our generation, I don't really see who's going to be coming up next when it comes to taking
host these family events to bring the family together.
Yeah. I know it's supposed to be like, my grandparents' kids, but I don't see that happening either. So it's like, well, we're going to skip a whole generation. And I guess I'm going to have to take over because it's just like sometimes. And I know, once again, if family is a touchy subject, but you just don't. It's just that community, that energy, which is going to be very sacred. It's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just everybody. It just feels like a lot of people are just walking zombies. Like just dead inside. It's just no life.
I don't know what we need to do to fix that. I feel like it's more of like a personal thing.
That is a personal thing.
But yeah, it doesn't feel very communal. And especially when I go to like like Carrollton has a really big like Asian community.
Oh yeah.
And you can see that they have their own banks. They have their own businesses, their own churches, their own schools. And it also, like in the Mexican community, it's the same thing. If you go somewhere where it's a lot of heavily like Mexican population, they have their own businesses, they have their own banks. Like it's like everybody in America has their own little community, except for Black people.
We had that; it was torn down.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
I'm really messing with her nap time.
We had that. I forgot. I think it was in Oklahoma. I think.
Yeah.
We had that. It was torn down, but I feel like it gets to a point where we, in this day and age, have the potential to build that back up and really do that. But I don't really see a lot of it. It's like sprinkles here and there, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I feel. Do you think some things of just colonization in general have worked?
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like it's gotten to a point where I don't know if people's spirits are just broken of like we've tried and tried and tried and tried and y'all just keep tearing us down. So it's like, what's the point? So I don't know if like it's a thing where like our spirits are broken right now, but it is like, dang, like all the other communities, they've been through it too. Yeah. But they still have their own things. So it's when it comes to us, I don't know.
Like, I mean, I love being Black. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tear down and say we're a horrible community. Like there's been a lot of good things that happen in the Black community, but I feel like just everything is very interconnected into the businesses, into our community, into a lot of things. And I think sometimes we just try to separate things. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So I just want us to do better because I know we can, but we have to want that. And I don't know if we really want that as a community right now.
Yeah.
So
well, my advice to Black businesses would be to just customer service is important. Now, I'm not saying the customer always right.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But customer service is important. And the products that you put out is also important. And yeah, people might not remember everything, but they do remember how they feel. And if you give people a good experience and they're like, well, I don't really remember the food, or the food was just okay, but the people are really nice and made me feel welcome. Like, people remember that more than, oh, this is the best meal of my life, but them people were so rude.
Which we've had some of those places too, but it's just like, for me, once you're rude and mean to me, I don't want that food.
Yeah.
I don't care how good it is. That attitude made me not want that food.
Right.
So I'm just at that point where I don't care if it's a Black-owned restaurant. Speak up if it's not good. I know it when we first started.
And leave reviews. Leave reviews. That was another thing in 2020 when Black restaurants were like, oh, Black people aren't supporting us. Black people just like to tear Black restaurants down. I feel like, and I even had like a bad experience at a Black-owned restaurant, but I'm like, I'm not going to leave a review.
I told you to leave a review.
She did. But I was like, no, I'm not going to leave a review. But I had to think about that more and be like, if I have a bad experience at a Black-owned restaurant, I need to keep the same energy as if I had a bad experience at a chain restaurant. Like, if the experience was that bad, then leave a bad review. I don't care if the restaurant come and tell you, hey, don't leave a bad review. Like, no, if y'all gonna treat me crappy and y'all are not gonna have good food, I'm leaving a bad review. That's the truth.
Oh yeah, and I would want that for my business too. And I was telling Tiara that I'm gonna send out a whole feedback for my friends when they try whatever I'm making, just to see, okay, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Because that's the only way to get better.
Yes.
And I've been talking about that too with one of my coworkers. Like, they don't do feedbacks anymore. So how do we know we messed up on something and then everybody getting mad saying we don't do it right? I didn't know I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So I think the people have to also switch their perspective of when it comes to reviews, not looking at it so much as you're trying to tank my business, but what can I do better?
Yeah.
Because that should always be the goal of how to get better, regardless of what industry you're in.
What would be your advice for Black businesses? Specifically.
To be able to take constructive criticism better.
That's a good one, actually.
Because that's something I've struggled with. Not from a business perspective, but just from in general as a kid. I always thought somebody was trying to be mean to me and just tear me down. But that's sometimes like that might be that person's intention, but that's not everybody's intention. Yeah. Some people just are being constructive because you're in a business. And once again, getting out of that personal mindset and getting into that business mindset.
Yes.
And I'm not telling you to code switch, but I'm telling you to think that this is in your business. This is not like you talking to your friends. This is you going to your baby, whatever, and trying to make money and also talking to different people every day, all day. So it's like you gotta get out of that personal mindset and thinking that everybody's trying to attack you.
Yeah.
So that's my advice.
Well, all right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed our mukbang /
Black businesses.
Yes, Black restaurant businesses mainly, but businesses in general.
Yeah, because Princess mad at us because we ruined her nap time. So.
But all right, you can follow me at Tiara the Caterer on Instagram.
You can follow me at Doctareece, DOCTAREECE.
All right, until next time.
Bye.